Imagine a future in which WNBA players earn the same as their male colleagues. That seems like a distant dream, doesn't it? Well, thanks to our gal Caitlin Clark, it appears that dream is one step closer to reality. But then Caitlin faces certain hurdles that jeopardize her dream. Bill Maher recently made waves for touting Caitlin's groundbreaking deal with a European basketball team. But what's the big issue, and why can't she pursue her passion in her native country?
Bill Maher thinks WNBA rookie and #1 draft pick Caitlin Clark is being targeted by other players because she's not a lesbian and she's white.
Caitlin Clark, the WNBA 2024 Rookie of the Season, is in the limelight again, and her name is generating a lot of money. The Indiana Fever has been making headlines in the sports world thanks to her extraordinary skill. Caitlin has reportedly been offered a large sum of money by a top-tier European basketball team, and rumors suggest that her new deal is substantially higher than what many NBA players generally receive when transferring to professional leagues. Maher commended Caitlin's accomplishment, calling it a watershed moment that deserved to be recognized.
Yeah. Women are catty. The league is very lesbian, and she's not. And there's race. There's a lot of going on here.
Yes, that's right. Bill Maher, presenter of HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher, commended Caitlin Clark. Throughout her debut season, Caitlin has been the major draw for WNBA fans, attracting crowds comparable to Steph Curry's. Maher argued that the Indiana Fever point guard's contract is not only important for stunting on other players like her arch-rival Angel Reese and Aja Wilson, but it is also about to kick off a cultural shift toward valuing women's sports and challenging traditional notions of female athlete pay. Essentially, Caitlin will not be the only one receiving high-paying offers from female basketball organizations throughout the world. I suppose Caitlin is aiming for change. Bill Maher also continued to raise the alarm about the need to close the income and recognition gap between the NBA and WNBA. Now that Maher has revealed details of Clark's deal, strong views have been flying across the media, with many praising Caitlin and others arguing that the salary disparity between the NBA and the WNBA cannot be addressed. Caitlin has been open about wanting to leave America because to the brutal play she experiences in the WNBA. Clark has received 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls this season. The Chicago Sky were responsible for 80% of the flagrants against her. That's cause enough to exit the league. Yes, you heard that correctly. Angel Reese and her crew are involved in the most of it.
Show the tape if we're getting body checked. This is a game the other day, and that was pretty deliberate. And look at the other girl on her team coming over. See, if this was men, they defend each other on their same team. Men will fight from two teams. But when somebody checks you on who's on your team, you defend that guy.
Caitlin isn't stating exactly where she's going when she leaves. Spain? Greece? She has not confirmed yet. The WNBA has been mute about Caitlin's wish to quit. This could be the greatest blunder in American sports this decade. Do you remember when Oklahoma City bungled Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden? This would be a huge blunder. Caitlin has been a game changer since her debut, smashing records and creating heat, drawing greater attention to women's basketball. However, the WNBA permits her to continue getting banged around throughout her rookie season, with no league protection whatsoever. Caitlin became a target for obvious reasons. She terrorizes defenses like MJ with the flu. The NBA would never allow this to happen to LeBron. Caitlin Clark's highly anticipated WNBA debut was not disappointing. She quickly changed her moniker from Iowa Sniper to Clutch Queen. She scored 22 points in her debut game, laying the groundwork for her professional career. But what has everyone buzzing is her ability to make buzzer-beating and game-winning baskets like a peak Kobe Bryant. She's clearly worth more than her $300,000 four-year deal with the Indiana Fever. Caitlyn's domination on the court is astounding, but when she's not dribbling and shooting, her marketing abilities are on another level. Caitlin Clark is getting sponsorships left and right. From Nike to Gatorade, she's collaborated with the world's largest sports companies. Caitlyn had to put a stop to reports that she was losing endorsements as she moved from college to the pros. She debunked the rumors by announcing a large multi-year contract with Wilson Sporting Goods Company, the official WNBA basketball supplier. Caitlyn, as a brand ambassador, has artistically directed her first trademark basketball collection this year and will play a larger role at Wilson. Even WNBA icon Breanna Stewart commended Caitlin Clark, stating she was shocked Clark made history by being the first female athlete to have her own line with Wilson Sporting Goods Company, much like they did with Michael Jordan in the 1980s. But that's not all. Rumors are flying about a massive deal with Nike, incorporating signature shoes in a potentially lucrative contract. We are talking about an 8-figure contract. Yes, you heard that correctly. However, Nike has mishandled this big time, as there has been no release from CC22 since signing the contract, with the exception of a bad t-shirt. With her WNBA salary, endorsement deals, the Wilson contract, and a prospective Nike deal, it's safe to say her wallets are full. So, why would she pack her things, travel so far away from home, and learn a new language for money? Not to mention that if she leaves America, she may lose her Nike and Wilson contract. But what comes next for Caitlin Clark? While commentators and fans wonder if Clark can lead the Indiana Fever to a championship in the future years, she is more concerned with the league's present difficulties. Although Caitlin Clark's remarkable basketball talents have captivated the hearts of millions of fans, not everyone is impressed. I think excellence breeds jealousy, and Clark's ascent to prominence has sparked a tempest of debate. Brittany Griner, a well-known WNBA player, has accused Indiana Fever supporters of racism this season. But are these charges true, or is this a brilliant distraction from the main issue?
The noise is coming. I appreciate the new fans that sit there and yell racial slurs.
Griner appears to have acquired a nasty case of envy and is attempting to cover it up with baseless accusations of racism. The only racists in the league have to be fans of Caitlin's squad. What a funny perspective. As tensions escalated, some players developed a victim attitude. But is this simply a ploy to get sympathy and attention throughout the season? Now, during the playoffs, Fever supporters are being characterized as racist without any evidence, and this has become a major issue tarnishing Clark's reputation. Brittany Griner alleges that Caitlin's fans are screaming racial comments at her during games. Brittany forgets that she unintentionally got herself imprisoned in Russia and is still angry that it took so long for America and the WNBA to come to her rescue. Bill Maher also said that the true issue might be that Clark is not a lesbian and so does not qualify to hang with the big girls of the league, whatever it implies.
Just say it's not always racism when a white person succeeds.
So here comes Caitlin Clark, little, white, heterosexual, and sober, tearing up the league and receiving a lot of support from fans and the media. But I suppose none of it matters in women's basketball if she isn't attracted to women. It appears that each time a white person wins in a black-dominated sector, it must be due to racism, even if that white person is far superior to her peers in shooting and dribbling skills. The WNBA women would rather embrace a victim attitude than address the underlying issue, league finance. In its 27-year history, the WNBA has been disregarded and underfunded, with African American players roaming about intimidating everyone. On his show, Bill Maher noted that it sometimes felt like the only reason the league existed was because the NBA felt obligated to support the sisters. All that counts is that a tiny white straight girl walks in and does nothing but play ball, does not discuss politics or her homosexual lifestyle, has a boyfriend, and people begin to hate her. Caitlin Clark has handled all of these critiques well, as befits a star. The WNBA has done little more than tweet that it has taken a stand against racism, with no substantive investigations or disciplinary measures. Who claims to have taken a stance but does not actually adopt one? The league has been openly hostile to Clark for quite some time. Clark concluded the season with possibly his finest performance ever, and Angel Reese somehow received a vote for Rookie of the Year. So, who thought that was a good idea? Was it a subtle attempt to minimize Caitlyn's accomplishments, or simply jealousy? Fans were outraged and looking for explanations when the WNBA passed over Caitlin Clark for league MVP in favor of A'ja Wilson. Let us not forget that Caitlyn had probably the best rookie season in American women's basketball history. I don't care what they say. Caitlin Clark was shaded by the WNBA. Clark had incredible regular season numbers. The girl was clearly on fire. Caitlin Clark is the biggest celebrity in sports, but in order to promote justice, fairness, diversity, and inclusion, they not only gave A'ja the MVP award, but also spent their money advertising A'ja Wilson, whom most people are unaware of and uninterested in. The WNBA needs to get its act together or risk losing credibility and fan base. Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, we're looking at you. The WNBA's senior hierarchy has come under scrutiny for their handling of the Caitlin Clark case. Critics blame them for poor leadership, and we can't help but agree.